I keep forgetting to finish this show. Let's go. Geeks was popping. We've got Marvel Legends bringing us Man-Thing from Werewolf by Night on Disney+. It was a Marvel Studios production, and I started watching it, and my son asked me to wait for him, and he never came back, and I forgot. I might watch it tonight. Ooh, special presentation. Digging these peekaboo windows. And, oh yeah, feeling that artwork. Nice. Backdrop at first glance looks like it's plain in red. When you look closely, you can see there's some speckles on there, but essentially it's plain in red. He's not coming with much other than an extra set of hands and that lovely face. Swampy. Swampy. Okay, so the head sculpt looks really good. I love the red eyes. I like his snuffleupagus snout. And the sculpting throughout the body is good. There's extra deco. You can see he has yellow leaves. He has brown tree roots. And then his chest bone or breastplate or whatever you want to call it is kind of an olive green, so it stands out. Although his body screams reuse, even with all the extra sculpting and trees and mushrooms and stuff, those thigh pieces, the arm pieces, everything, you know, you've seen it all before. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not really complaining about it, but I'll tell you why that stands out to me in a second. And he is by no means small. That back hump, if it was like 2 feet lower, he can make some money at the strip club. I'm telling you, that thing is round and it's juicy. And of course, Hasbro covered up his swamp jublets. I mentioned that head sculpt is amazing. Those eyes, it feels like he's looking at you. Really nice. All right, so based on past experience, his head is it's going 360 around up top. Do I call it a tilt left? I don't really know what to say about it. It's kind of, the neck stem goes left to right, so I guess that's kind of a tilt. Because of these, it looks different, but yeah, tilt left, tilt right. Peek under the hood. He does look up at the swamp gods. Why? Why am I so swampy? Answer me, damn you. On the flip side of it, looking down is not really a thing for him. His snuffleupagus bump up again. His snuffleupagus bump up against his chest, so he can't look down. I'm sorry, I had snuffleupagus. Spread your arms, get up against the wall. Wingspan healthy. Hug wide. Peek inside. That's the best we can do with those old, tired, big boy, single jointed elbows that are pinned. Wrist action, you get a kiss the ring and a repulsor blast. Pew pew. 360 at the shoulder with intermittent clicks. 360 at the bicep, but be careful you don't chip that paint there. It does rub against those sculpted leaves or mushrooms or whatever. And then you get a 360 at the wrist. You get a 360 at the wrist as well. You get a 360 at the waist with nice stiff intermittent clicks. 360 at the thigh. No calf cut. And 360 at the feet. And I don't know about yours, but be careful. My foot hinges are a little bit loose. Not terribly loose, but they feel like they're going to give problems after a little bit of time. Diaphragm joint brings the captain. Crunch, that is. This guy's not funny. Not much on the willy way back. You can barely even tell. Look, that's him straight up. And gives you one little click back. He's not afraid of a little bit of stretch out for the split. He's not quite up for the band damage. Not much for the bend either. And you guessed it, you can't really kick. Pin double jointed knees. Don't let him kick his own butt. Almost zero range pointing up on them toes. Pointing down is bueno. Maracas. You know what time it is. A little bit under 8 inches tall.
Size with size. In net cock!
So here's the Toy Biz Man-Thing figure, single release from years and years ago. I just reviewed it. If you haven't watched the Throwback Thursday video where I reviewed it, you need to check it out right after this. And this brings me to what I was talking about earlier in the video, where the reuse, it stands out to me probably because I just reviewed this figure within the last month. And you can see the difference. I like him, he's big, Marvel put in the effort by today's standards. But when you look back at this, you can tell unique sculpt. It looks like its own thing, its own action figure. I look at this and I just see other pieces of BAFs and Deluxe figures I've built before, where, you know, Hasbro does this thing. Okay, how can we make these pieces we already have work? In my opinion, this figure should have been an all-new sculpt. He's just too kind of stiff and solid. Man-Thing, yeah, he's a big dude, but he's not built like Wendigo or anything like that. He doesn't have the big, broad shoulders and the chest. Like, he looks strong, but soft and swampy. Did I call him Swamp Thing? I keep mixing him up with Swamp Thing. But, you know what I'm saying? So it's not that I don't like him. I think he's really good looking. I like the effort and the decal they put in there. But just when you compare it to this figure that's like 20 years older, this just feels more realistic and heartfelt. Like how they colored in his nose and the area around his eyes. Whereas here, it's basically the same green. It just kind of stands out more. Now, which one is more accurate? It depends, because this is based on the comic book. This is based on the Disney Plus show, which admittedly, I haven't even got to the part where he is, so I haven't even seen it, and I avoid spoilers. So what am I saying here? I don't know. I don't think it's a waste of money, but I can see how some people might be disappointed because it does kind of have a generic feel to it. It doesn't feel like its own thing. And when you're doing deluxe figures, I don't think deluxe figures should be a whole bunch of reuse at the cost of authenticity, because you are paying a premium price for one action figure. But that's enough about what I think. Let me know what you think. Sound off in the comments and talk to me. Am I being too harsh? Have I hit the nail right in the head? Or is it really somewhere in between that we get the truth? Make sure to hit that like button if you're still here. Subscribe, turn on notifications if you haven't. Join our Facebook group. The name's up in the left-hand corner of your screen. I think it's somewhere on the screen. We chat the plastic there 24/7. Share a link with a friend that loves plastic Marvel Legends like we do. Till next time, Man-Thing, Swamp Thing Not is out of here.